there's three that I've identified. One is, why don't we spend the 25, 26 million on child poverty or the environment or whatever? You can run that argument on any single issue, so it's an absolute red herring. The second argument is the size of the budget, 25, 26 million, which I agree with is ridiculous. I mean, if these people actually knew about computers and electronic polling, then it would be a fraction of that. But, you know, there's not much we can do about that now. And the third argument is, well, we need to keep the New Zealand flag because that's what the soldiers died for and blah-de-blah. What a load of rubbish that is. I mean, the soldiers died for democracy, for equal rights for everybody, for their families, and for this nation. It's got nothing to do with the flag. The flag is actually a British naval ensign with a Southern Cross biffed onto the fly. It's pathetic. It's a British naval ensign. The British didn't want to be embarrassed by having their flag on the ships down here, creating mayhem during the period of the Maori Wars. So they wanted a flag invented. So they said, shove the Union Jack up into the corner, just like the ensign, and the ensign for the British Navy in the Pacific was the blue one, and then go and stick something on the fly. And there were 3 or 4 attempts before they finalised on the Southern Cross. So let's not fool ourselves. This is a flag all about imperialism and colonisation, both of which have been rejected in terms of the story of New Zealand. You know, we spent the whole period since 1975 establishing that the founding document is the treaty, that the reason we're all here and we're all New Zealanders is because of the treaty. We were invited, in other words. That's our legitimacy, not the unilateral declaration of colonisation that Hobson made. And that's what our flag stands for. It's disgusting. New Zealanders need to, acknowledge what our current flags represents. It represents trampling over other people's rights, even though you've signed an agreement with them that you wouldn't, and we did do that. It's, all about being a bully. It reminds me of the Confederate flag in the deep south of America, which, legitimised or stood for slavery. I mean, this flag's not that much better. I just cannot see how we can be proud of it. It's actually awful. We need to come up with a flag that represents who we are. We are the New Zealanders. We hail from the UK, we hail from Europe, Holland, we hail from South Africa, we're from all over now. And we're all party to an agreement, a treaty, that was signed with the indigenous people, the Maori, that legitimises our presence here. And that's really what our flag should represent and our constitution should acknowledge. It's well overdue. We have to get rid of all this British imperialist crap because it's doing a lot of damage in terms of the unity of New Zealanders. We are not all settlers from the UK. Far from it these days. And that has to be acknowledged, and our true story has to be told, not one that was invented unilaterally by Hobson and Gray and those guys.